Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good evening and welcome to Beacon of Hope. This is Beacon of Hope, our Friday special program, but today we are featuring you on a Sunday evening. Yes, Hakuna Makosa is just planned in advance that we have you on a Sunday evening. For those of us in the UK, tomorrow is a bank holiday, it's a holiday, so we are at home and our guests, you'll be happy, to just sit as you chill in your house, having your cuppa, and then we can talk to us. So what I would like to ask you kindly right now, if you're here, I can see a few people already logging in. What I would like to ask you is kindly share, invite somebody, invite friends and family, so that we may all learn together. So karibuni tena, thank you so much for joining in. Thank you for being part of this big family. And again, as you join, please kindly share, invite friends, invite people so that they may come and learn with us. Yes, and as usual, as I start, I pray my promo. At Beacon of Hope, we hold discussions every week. I want our people to be empowered. I want our people to be enriched. And we talk to the young at heart, and our topics rotate around young people, finances.
We buy when the market is low, and we sell when the market is high. Simple.
Growing up in the diaspora.
As much as I am grateful the way that my parents raised me, my Shoshogoka's generation raised me, there are certain things I won't carry with me.
Politics, leadership, career, parenting, all sorts of discussions.
And I remember 2010 when you were standing, I was standing. You were standing on in Pala Water.
If you want to invest, you invest in a developing area, not a developed area.
House prices right now, for example, I'll use that as an example, has now overtaken the amount that a normal person who's a normal worker, let's say 132K, can now afford.
Join me, your host, Councillor Dr. Elizabeth BK, from my living room to yours, on all social media platforms, Facebook, YouTube, name it. Just join us, we'll be there, and you'll not miss out a topic that suits you. And each one of us has always got something to share, and Beacon of Hope is always here for you. We are open to all sorts of discussions as long as we are motivating, we are inspiring, we are teaching. All these discussions are there, and we'll be ready. Yes, once again, it's Beacon of Hope, Sunday special program. Yes, it's a special program today. One thing we know that tomorrow, most of us, it's a bank holiday, so we'll be at home. And so we thought, what a time for us to come together and actually chat our way through. And as you can see, my topic tonight is on construction financing. That sounds quite a big topic, but guess what? The person who's coming to talk to us today has got all what it takes. He's well equipped so that we can come and learn. Are you looking to build? And particularly when I say this, I do address those of us from Inchi ya Hakuna Matata. We've got so many plots. Tumenunua mashamba, tumenunua plots. Some of them are just lying there idle. What are we planning to do? Tumenunua mashamba, tumenunua plots nyingi, Susan Kuria, yes, ziko, lakini what are we doing with all that? Some of them we feel we don't have the finances tungetaka kujenga so that we have our future, we have some kakitu kidogo tumeweka kando, but the financing is such a challenge. And here we are tonight. We've got what it takes. We've got divine ideas brought to us, and there are testimonials of people who have used the person that we're just about to bring in the show tonight. Are you looking? Are you struggling? Because obviously most of us, yes, and particularly those of us who are employed, we work and all what we do with our money is we eat, so it is from hand to mouth, hand to mouth. And so you find that you'd like to build a retirement kakitu hapo, so that when you retire, you're just earning, and particularly maybe rental. You'd like to build your own house, but when you're giving the costings, you just go back and you wonder, impossible. We have the solution tonight. We have the answer. People have benefited because you cannot have everything. And we know that mtu ambaye hana deni, you know, no one, you cannot survive as long as it's well managed, it's well planned. And that is why the programs that we are bringing tonight, they are very, very helpful. Yes, good evening, SK Shoba. Good evening, Susan Kuria. Karibuni. Once you join, please, because I can see you are so many of you. Do the right thing. Share, invite somebody so that somebody else can come and benefit. Come with all your questions, because I do not have all the answers. I always put a disclaimer and I say that I'm just hosting somebody because God has given me this platform where we reach thousands, where we reach so many people. However, I do not have the answers. I am not the expert on this field. So we have the experts. So do the noble thing, do the right thing, please. Just like I am doing, invite somebody. Let somebody else come and learn. Let somebody else come and be enriched. Let somebody else come and, get that knowledge. Because I was sharing, however much we try to save, you'd like a kanyumba cost maybe 20 million, 15 million, 9 million, or even maybe 5 million. It's hard to say that you've saved all that and you've got it all. If you've got it all well corrected, hallelujah. But most of us, definitely, we do not have. But there's a solution that has come our way that we can use, that people can get that funding. And as we get ready, kindly now, I'm still giving you time so that our guests can get, here when we have enough people. Kindly share, invite somebody. Share, invite somebody. If you share in all your platforms, I can see we have got 15 people here already, and others, some gadgets, we have 2 people. If you share, and some people are joining us on YouTube. Yes, you can join us on YouTube, Beacon of Hope Beacon. You can join us on Facebook, on my Facebook page, Elizabeth Kangeve, or Jimmy Kagoni, or Maureen Francis. Join in on all those pages and a few others. So once you've shared on your pages, other people will be able to join. At Beacon of Hope, we hold discussions every week. I want our people to be empowered. I want our people to be enriched. And we talk to the young at heart, and our topics rotate around young people, finances.
We buy when the market is low, and we sell when the market is high. Simple.
Growing up in the diaspora.
As much as I am grateful the way that my parents raised me, my Shoshogo generation raised me, there are certain things I won't carry with me.
Politics, leadership, career, parenting, all sorts of discussions.
And I remember 2010 when you were standing, I was standing. You were standing on in Pala Water.
If you want to invest, you invest in a developing area, not a developed area.
House prices right now, for example, I'll use that as an example, has now overtaken the amount that a normal person who's a normal worker, let's say 132K, can now afford.
Join me, your host, Counselor Dr. Elizabeth BK, from my living room to yours, on all social media platforms, Facebook, YouTube, name it. Just join us, we'll be there, and you'll not miss out a topic that suits you. And each one of us has always got something to share, and Beacon of Hope is always here for you. We are open to all sorts of discussions as long as we are motivating, we are inspiring, we are teaching. All these discussions are there, and we'll be ready. So yes, once again, I welcome you, and it's our program, our Friday special program. However, coming on a Sunday night simply because tomorrow is a bank holiday here in the UK. So we decided, hang on, let's get something going tonight. As you have your popcorns, if you have a cup of tea, as you have a drink, here we are, just chill, and we'll be getting all the information. Our topic once again today is construction financing. And some of you, like I said, we struggle. We've got those plots, or maybe an inheritance that you got, but collecting all that funds tonight, you cannot be able to build without the support. You cannot be able to build, some of us, unless you are, well, I don't know whether you can be able to save up to maybe 20 million, 30 or 15 million. But here we are, we've got the solution for you where you can get the support that you need. I'm not too sure, there is a bit of a technical issue here. I'm still waiting for my guests. They're there, the guests are there, I think. I'm still waiting. So anyway, continue inviting people, continue encouraging other people to join. And if you've got any particular questions that you'd like to find out more, I know we haven't listened to anything, but some of you already have an idea what it is that we are coming to talk about. So you can put that on the chat so that even as we proceed with our talks tonight, you can get all that information, or you can get your questions answered. Let me try and see what is happening to my guest, because I cannot see my guest. How? My guest is not. It seems like there's a problem. I had my guest a few. My guest, you've muted yourself. I can see that. This is technology, watu wangu. Bear with us. This is technology. Yes. My guest, when you are ready, let me know. He seems to have a Wi-Fi problem. My guest told me he's on en route. So, I could understand. I can understand. Hey, wacha aibu dogo dogo. Unatuaibisha ati hata UK we struggle with that. I know you are traveling, but we can manage. We can do this. Just let me know. Give me a shout out when you are ready. Nimekutoa from stage because we cannot see you, and definitely we want to start. We meant to have this just for about an hour. It's already almost 19 minutes past, and I can see people already joining. So what was I trying to say as we try to get these technical issues sorted? I was saying some of us, yes, and it's not just some of us, it's not easy to have all that big amount of money saved, and then you say the next thing is kujenga. Please, my guests, could you chat me and let me know what's happening? Maureen, please chat me and let me know what's happening. If you can hear me, I've sent you a message. I can see, yes, I can see some photos sent. Please join in. Let's see what's happening. Yes, I cannot see him. Yes, you said, can you? I had seen him na tumeongea, and then all of a sudden he's disappeared from the screen. You need to click on the video bit. Yes, the same thing you had done when we spoke earlier. I cannot see him, but I can see he's there. What you could do is come out maybe and join again, because now people are waiting. Yes, you can come out and join again, if that is okay. You had joined with 2 gadgets, which would be okay. If you can try and join with the other one, add the other gadget and join us so that we can actually proceed. Yes, please log off, join. Right. Okay. As we wait, these are technicalities. These are technical issues that come with this social media. Yes. What did we ever do when we didn't have this social media? Yes, we had books. We had one cassette of TV at home, and we had a radio, and that's all we knew. Hizi zimekuja now again, but they are good. They support us, and I do encourage people to maximize, make good use of that. Yes. So, we're still waiting. And we hope this time is gonna work. Yes, it's working. We thank God. I'll get you in now because I can see guys are waiting. They keep going. The number had shot to 20. Now it's gone down. People think, oh, niliwadanganya. Here we go, guys. We got our guests. Jimmy Kagoni, are you there? And there is some
Hi, hi,
background.
hi. Yes, I
There is
am
some
here.
background noise, but you do with what you have now. At least you are there. Good evening.
Good evening to you. Good evening, everybody. Good evening, Madam Councillor. Asante sana. Sorry, I
You
was
have
trying to log in using a different gadget. I think there was a bit of technical issues.
uh-huh.
But I'm back. I was trying to avoid a bit of background noise where we are. I am en route from Oxford to Northampton, but I've stopped to take a mag as I do this live. Thank you very much.
Absolutely. And we are really so proud to have you tonight. And you can see people are still logging in. And as you come in, guys, now I would like you to share and invite somebody. Now, because the topics we are just about to share here is not anything in my area of jurisdiction, I cannot answer any of the questions. What I've done is I have facilitated because we can reach out to thousands through Beacon of Hope. And Jimmy is here. He's going to introduce himself. He's going to say what he does. And any questions, guys, please put them on the chat. We'll read them out. Do not shy out. Do not. There's no silly question at all when it comes to any of these because I am not an expert. You are not. You're asking because you do not know. So please do not shy off. Let's use this time wisely. So, Jimmy, Karibu, introduce yourself and tell us a bit more of why you are here and what you are doing and why you are in UK. Karibu sana.
Asante, asante, asante sana. Again, thank you very much, the host and the fraternity of Beacon of Hope and everybody. My regards to all of you. My name is Jimmy Kagoni, and what I do is we do construction work. But before we even get to construction and basically what we do and all that, just to prepare our audience, the things that we are going to discuss at the end of this live show, we will have handled few questions. Number one, we will handle how to undertake construction back at home in Kenya. Number two, we will endeavor to answer how do you construct your property if you don't have all the monies. Number three is that how do you undertake approvals and the processes of acquiring all the licenses that are required in construction if you don't have you are not back at home, you don't have the time or you don't have somebody to do that for you. Number five is we endeavor to know how to go about architectural drawings, structural drawings, bill of quantities, and all other construction documents that are there, and what we really need to do about them. We will also try endeavor and see how covered is one, or as an investor, how covered are you, and what are the other checks and balances can you really employ so that you are sure that your construction is going to be right and you get the correct one. That we are also going to endeavor and work with it. And anything else related to construction, the methods, types of construction, types of finishes. We are going to discuss what is a standard house, what is hybrid house, what is what we call the high-end house, what is all that. So I've just mentioned that so that I'm able to prepare our viewers and the people who have logged in just to know exactly what to expect. And if there is a specific question they would want to handle, then they know exactly what to do or how to ask about that. So,
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you so much, Jimmy. Thank you once again. I want to appreciate you. I can see you are still on the move. That's why I'm breaking so that you can settle. Thank you for
yes.
accepting to come and support us because we need all these ideas. And like I've said, some of us do not know where you're coming from. Would you like? You've said you're Jimmy Kagoni, can you tell us know where you are coming from and why this concept before you go into the nitty-gritties of what you've said? Why did you think of this? Because when I started this, I started because I want to reach out. My show is we want to reach out to as many people. We want to educate them. We want to motivate them. We want to reach out to people and teach them and educate them, motivate them, inspire them. Why what you do? Why did you come up with this? And who are you? Your name is Jimmy Kagoni, but who are you in terms of what we are listening to? Go ahead.
Thank you very much. So, my name is Jimmy Kagoni. I'm born and bred in a place called Muranga in Mount Kenya region, that is back in the country. That is where I'm born. In a family of one, I'm the only child in my family. And that's where I went to school. And then later I went to high school in a nearby place. Then later I went to college. I did finance and accounting at a degree level. Then later I have done, currently pursuing a master's in business administration from Strathmore University. I'm set to clear that next year. I have worked for the better part of my life. I have worked as an investment banker, as a portfolio manager, and as a trader. So I understand well. I understand investment very, very well. That's what we used to do at Nairobi Securities Exchange. Back then, it used to be called Nairobi Stock Exchange. I've worked with a company called Stockbridge Investment. I've also worked with the Diambra Investment Bank. I've worked with, those are some of the companies that I've worked with. And then at some point, I went to the county government. I used to work with the county government of Muranga. And during then, I served both in the county assembly and in the county executive. So I kind of understand our host sometimes with her busy schedule and people wanting service here and there. I understand that life a bit, and I know it can be quite tasking. Then I went to do to the Ministry of Cooperatives. I was appointed to resuscitate some of the housing cooperatives that were there and they were going down. And I was given a tenure of 2 years to do that, and I managed to do all I could during that period of time. So that's me. I have settled in the car now. I'm sure maybe I'm more clear. It's a better place than where I was before. That's me in a nutshell. And so while I was working with the housing cooperative, with the cooperative ministry, it's basically actually then that I asked myself, what do people do with all these properties that they buy? And why is it that the level of construction in the country is very, very, very little? Very few people have actually constructed. The people have bought properties. You understand, one has a property in Nanyuki, Malindi, Nairobi, Joska, Kamuru, all over. But then you realize very few people are actually constructing. And when we sat down with a team of professionals just to analyze that, we realize part of why people are not able to construct is because, number one, construction can be capital intensive and it can be quite expensive. And you are not going to stop your life so that you start constructing. I mean, you still have other bills and other obligations that are still waiting. So where do you get 10 million at once to start building? How do you stop everything else that you're doing and you put your 50 million somewhere to do a commercial apartment? It can be quite capital intensive. Number two is because even when you have the money, the other challenge is that construction can be quite hectic. It requires a lot of coordination. There is a lot of managing and putting teams together. And unfortunately, this is not an area of expertise to everyone. So on one side, you are dealing with mafundi. Some of you know how mafundis are on the other side, really understanding each other, managing them, materials, managing your materials, getting the quality ones. And when you get the quality ones, then zingine zinaibiwa and so forth. I've also seen some of you, and I've had cases from my clients, many of them telling me how they also trusted family members to do this for them, and it has been chaotic. Stories are quite sorry ones from family members, the brother, the uncle, even the parents, the mother. I mean, they really have really messed many people, especially in the diaspora, when it came to construction, because the prices were almost double, or they never even delivered what they told you and what you entrusted them to do. So
We've lost you. We've lost you. Can you check sound? We've lost you. We've lost your sound. You're not yet back? Oh dear. Let me check mic settings. I'm not sure what's happening, but we've lost you. Can you hear me? If you can hear me, Jimmy, we've lost you. We've lost your sound. And the mic is on. Sincere apologies, guys. You heard Jimmy is on. He's on transit. Hence these problems that you are getting. Let's hope he's coming back. Anyway, we are hosting Jimmy Kagoni Promito, and he's just started to explain to us the reasons behind him starting what he started. He's back, but we can't hear him. We cannot hear you yet. We've lost your sound. I am not too sure why. We've lost you. Could you work on that, please? Even now, we cannot hear you. Or is it just me, guys? Can you tell me whether you can hear him? You cannot, definitely, because I'm streaming from here. So here we are hosting Jimmy Kagoni of Promito, and he's just started by explaining who he is. Unfortunately, his sound has broken for some reason. He is right here in the UK. Guys, don't start blaming and saying he's en route. You can see he's actually streaming from the vehicle. But the voice, it was very, very clear. I have no idea why all of a sudden it's just gone off. It cannot be Wi-Fi issues because we can still see him. It's something to do with your mics, guys. Could you check your end? So Jimmy Kagoni is explaining to us some of the things that we need to look for. Yes, let them go off and come back. Jimmy Kagoni is here, my guys, and he's trying to talk to us. He said where he's coming from. He's just explained to us why he came up with this concept of construction and financing. He'd just gone to that extent of saying it's not easy for anybody to be able to raise 20 million, 15 million, or even 5 million to build, unless you're coming from, I don't know where we'd say. So he saw and he started asking himself questions. Why so many plots, and what are people doing with these so many plots? He knew there was a gap somewhere, and he decided to come up with this idea of construction financing. I do not want to go beyond there. I know I've listened to him since he came over to the UK, but I would like him to tell us so that you can ask the questions, because it's only him who can handle. If you need any questions on politics, I can try a bit, because that is the area, or maybe teaching, because I'm a teacher and I'm a politician. But for this, I don't want to lie. I don't want to tell the wrong stuff. So let's hope he'll be able to log in again, guys. My sincere apologies. Jimmy is on transit, hence the reason why it keeps on cutting. So once he's back, if you continue, please stop disappearing. We had close to over 30 people here now. So Jimmy, you come back and continue telling us what's happening.
I'm back.
You are back, and you kept me. I kept everybody busy because they keep dropping. Right. So you saw there was that gap of the mini plots that people had, and you wondered what they were doing with that. Continue. Now he's back. Margaret, you can hear him, I believe. Now he's back. Let me know, my viewers, whether you can hear him. Ben Mukenya. Margaret Mohammed says she can't hear. Anybody else, please, before he continues, ongea, so that we can know.
So 1, 2, 1, 2, Promito and Beacon of Hope coming together this evening. I hope everybody can hear me now.
I can hear you, so let's continue.
All right, fair enough. I want to brief even the rest. So sorry, it was, I'm using my phone, and sometimes the normal calls, when they come, they interfere with the link. I hope nobody is going to call before we finish again. So I was saying then, I asked myself, what do people do with all these properties that they have bought all over, across? And what do they do with all of them? And so we analyzed and set a team of professionals just to really come up and just understand there is a challenge to do with finances to construct, and there is a challenge to do with people to implement that for you. And basically, that's now what we offer as a solution at Promito. We assist you with the monies, we do construction financing and construction services. George Gabriel nimeona amesema sauti iko sawa. Asante. So that's what we decided to do. Uh, oh my goodness. I hope the other call that is coming is not going to interfere the voice again. But
ikate, because these people now want to hear. They keep dropping and simu ikija ukate kabisa.
Kabisa, there is somebody.
Unless it's an emergency.
Yeah. Nobody zote zinakatwa sasa, and there is somebody who will assist me to log into a different gadget so that yenye inapigwa iache. So basically, that's what we started is construction financing and construction services. And what we do is that we help people to build back home and to build in Kenya in your own property, in your own land. Our process is a very simple one, very, very simple one. I'm surprised when I go to different places and I meet people and they can almost explain A to Z about Prometo. Because you start with opening what we call a construction account. Once you open a construction account, which is an account to assist you in construction, we do a site visit to your property. Let's say you have a property in Roiro, so we visit there. And now once we go to your site, we do a site visit, we go and conduct a small report there to see, let's say you want to do a residential home in Roiro. And what you want to do, we need to know how compatible it is to do the house that you want in that property. Many people think that it is that obvious, but sometimes it's not obvious. And that's why you have seen the fronts that are happening in somewhere like Athi River. You can tell there was no proper site report that was done to advise the client honestly, in a very honest way, that it is not possible to do a property there. I'm sure you have seen places that are really flooding and very beautiful mansions are done there. And you're just wondering, why is this? It's because there was one report that was not there. Either what we call the environmental assessment report was not there, or the NEMA report was not even there, or even the architect did not visit. Maybe the architect designed the house from the comfort of his office, akapeana drawings ziende. So by the time now the drawings are coming to be constructed somewhere, that's when people are realizing, Allah, this cannot even work here. It becomes a problem. And basically now why we do a site visits after a construction account is to ensure that we have conducted a proper report that tells us what is the topography like where we want to build, what is the type of soil that is there, how is the terrain there, what is the proximity of the materials, where are we going to get all the materials to construct for you. What is the proximity? How about issues to do with the access to water? Because, construction requires water. Are we going to be transferring water or transporting water to your site? Or does the site have the water? To come up with something like a site plan, to know exactly where are we going to do what we call a septic or a biodigester, or where we are going to do a soak pit. Are we going to do sewer line? Is your plot connected to a sewer line so that we connect it to a sewer? Or do we just need to concentrate on a biodigester or a septic? Or how are we going to solve that solution of wastage? Then the site plan, how are we going to plan? Like, where is the house supposed to sit in? Where is the gate? Where is the wind coming from? I know many of you have visited places where you cannot leave the door open because of the wind. Where is the wind coming from? Or if it is the sun and so forth, and those kind of things. You have also seen a place where people have built the house, but they have really wasted the property. Imejengewa mahali, and you realize now they can't build anything else in future. Yet the property is so big, but it was wrongly placed. And that's what we call a site plan, so that we know in future, in 5-6 years, if you want to do something else, how would this look like? And we advise you all. And our team goes to site and prepares what we call a site report. They bring it back. Once they come back to the office, they do 3 things. Number 1, they prepare architectural drawings. If you didn't have your own architectural drawings, we are going to do some for you. Number 2, we do the structural drawings. And number 3, we will prepare what we call a bill of quantities. A bill of quantities is a document that shows the cost of the house, item by item, how they are supposed to be done, the measurement of each, the quality and the quantity of each, and of all the materials that are going to be used during the construction. So we prepare those documents and now share with you. Assuming that you came with your own design, we will use your design to prepare the bill of quantities. Assume that you came and selected some of our designs, because we have quite a number of designs. And when you are opening a construction account and you're having an engagement with an account manager, you just need to ask them to share with you some of the designs that we have to see whether there is one that would suit you. In case none can suit you, you can select, we can design one for you. Although at that point we are going to charge you something small, whether it is commercial or residential, we will charge you something small. And then we give you now a bit of quantity. The bit of quantity, let's say the house is going to cost 5 million. So out of the 5 million, we'll ask you to look for a deposit of that percent, which is approximately like 1.5. And then we are going to let you the difference of 3.5 for your house. So the project, your construction account will have now 5 million. 3.5 from Promito, 1.5 from yourself as a commitment. And then you take 7 years to repay our money. You can say you want to take 3 years, 5 years, that is okay. Whatever time that you are comfortable with, that is quite in order. And then we give you our own schedule to show you how much you'll be paying per month. And the money that we are going to lend you, it will be at 12% reducing balance. 12% reducing balance. That's the interest rate for the 70%. That is to mean it is 1% per month. 1% per month, because reducing balance inafungiwa tu mari. For instance, if we are constructing your house and we have financed to the 3.5 million thereabout, and then you said that you are going to pay, let's say in 5 years, but then within 2 years you find all the monies and you say, can we just check how much is my balance, and we close it then. We will close it up to there, and that saves you from paying the rest of the interest for the number of years that you would have stayed with us. So therefore, that would assist you after your period of after your loan period, rather. That's what we call it, the loan period. So we hit the site and we start constructing the house for you. Immediately we start constructing the house for you, we ask you to start making the repayments. That means we are giving you a grace period of 30 days, and then you start repaying the monies. And immediately after that, you start making your payments. Let's say you are paying 50,000 or 100,000 every month. Sasa unaanza kulipa pole pole. And then as we give you a program of works to show you that we will be done with your house, let's say like 6 months. And so even after 6 months, you will just continue repaying our money for the next.
Can I interject, Jimmy, please? Because I know you're moving very fast. Now, there's
Yes.
something that I would like you to clarify to my viewers. Okay, I've taken this and you have done the BQ, I've agreed. This is what you're going to do. You're giving me, my property, wherever it's residential, commercial, 5M. You've given me the 70%. Now you've gone and assessed and we've started. Do I start repaying immediately you start constructing, or how do we go about that? Because that's an area that needs clarification.
Yes, we give you a grace period of 30 days from the day we get to site. Immediately tumeanza excavate groundbreaking, then you will start now making your payments after 30 days from that particular day. And it is our simple way of assessing that you are able to pay the monies back, or rather we can walk the journey with you for 7 years. Because if you are able to pay for the first 6 months, the time we are constructing, that means we can wait for you for 7 years, and then we will walk the journey together.
Right. Another question.
That answers your question, madam?
Yes, it does. Another question. This is in the inbox. What happens if I'm struggling and I cannot pay within the set time? Yeah, that's in the inbox.
There are 2 things. One, let's say it is just a delayed way. Let's say you had committed to be paying 100,000, but now you are not able to pay because of a circumstance 1 or 2, and therefore the much you can be able to raise is only 50,000. If you are still within the same period of time, and let's say you had taken 4 years to repay, we can always restructure your loan and say, I know I said I'm going to pay these using 4 years, but I'm asking whether we can stretch it up to 7 years. And what I was paying is 100,000, we reduce it to 50,000 to accommodate my new circumstances. That would be option 1. there is a delayed to an extent that I am never able to pay this money. Not now, not in the future. If that is the case, then the LAD becomes, or the project becomes, the compensation. When we are constructing, we take insurance for the loan. And why we take the insurance is to cover you in case of terminal illness or death. But that is only limited to terminal illness and death. In case it is a financial circumstance, the insurance will not be able to take care of that. And basically what will happen is that now we'll have to use the title as the compensation for the project. Because remember, when we lend you 70%, you will give us the title as the security document during our time of engagement with you.
Oh, so my title of that place where you are building becomes the collateral for me.
Yes, it becomes the collateral.
Oh, okay,
And
okay.
we are not going to do the variation for that property. I know people would ask, someone would ask, so my property is worth 500,000, but the house you are doing is of 10 million. How are you going to use my title of 500,000? How is it able to cover you for the 10 million? It is quite simple. We always assume one thing, that in case we had not achieved the value, by the time we build the 10 million house there, it is going to add the value and make it 10.5 or even beyond, because we have already constructed the house there. Yes.
Wow. Quite interesting how you handle this, because these are some of the nitty-gritties of what we would like to find out before anybody can actually engage. Now, you did say, other than when you said we join, I would like you to make this clear. We join so that you can go and do the assessments. What's that? Is there a fee that I pay upfront before you go and assess my site and give me the conditions? Is there an upfront fee that I pay, to be a member, or what? How do you go about that? Could you explain, please?
Yes, to open a construction account is that 1,000 Kenya shillings. It is what we use to do the title search for the property. It is what we use to pay our professionals to go to your site, the QS, how you are.
You've started breaking again now. I think it's because you have started driving. You are en route. Aha, you're disappearing now. Almost gone. Oh dear, guys, we should not have hosted this Kagoni when he's driving, when he's on en route. Ameniletea aibu dogo and he's in UK. You have frozen now. You have frozen. So I can see your questions, James Kehegi. You are saying, how far from beyond Kiambu are you able to go to offer your construction services? Do you have distance limit? Can you hear me now? Jimmy, I think we are losing you. You are losing you. I think you've gone to a place. Guys, he did say they are driving from Oxford heading to Northampton. For those of you who are here, those who know. Right, there's a question there on the chat.
Yes.
Can you see it?
Yes, I can see from James Kihungi.
Kihungi, yes. Can you answer that question? How far do you go beyond Kiambu? I don't know who said about Kiambu to offer your construction services. Do you have a distance limit? Sorry. Oh, not RL.
No, we don't have any distance limit. We have projects we are undertaking in Malindi. We have projects that we are undertaking in Kisumu, Kogero area. We have projects we are undertaking in Nanyuki. So anywhere in Kenya, we can do construction for you. Anywhere.
Right. The next question. So in case someone has taken a loan, then God forbid dies, do you then claim from the insurance and return the title to the family?
Yes, the insurance is going to cover for you the rest. If the principal holder dies, the insurance is going to cover for you the loan, and therefore will actually pass back the title to the rest of the family. Na hatutawafikia kwa sababu already your loan has been taken care of by the insurance.
So do you continue building and finish as per the plan? I'm adding to the same question. Suppose,
Yes.
obviously we shall all die, but in case someone dies in the course of the construction, do you continue and finish and hand over to the next of kin?
Yes. We are still obligated because it's only that the person who was paying is the one who is not there, but we are still obligated on our part of contract to finish up the building for you and the project for you. Now that we even have the money from the insurance upfront, we finish up and we hand it over to the next of kin. That's why it's important when we are opening the account, we always ask you, give us the next of kin details. We want to know who do you nominate to inherit your property, or we can or can always benefit from your property in case of anything. And I've seen so many women writing their children. I don't know what happens to the husbands.
We've heard of cases, Jimmy, where men have died, and at the funeral, that's when you hear their friends saying, "Alikuwa ameniambia he has a plot in Maridi." They also hide. I'm not advocating for women to hide. I'm open. Let us be transparent. Anything could happen, my dears, and these things will come one day or the other. So let's make sure that we've given the next of kin who can be followed in case anything happens. Continue sending in those questions, even as Jimmy continues to explain to us. We have reached that space where you had said about the collateral, and you've started now, you've gone and given the BQ. So let's continue.
Yes, so now we charge the title. Once we charge the title, it's going to be our collateral or our security during the time of engagement, and we share with you the program of works. We start constructing now for you. Let me go back and say something. You can open a construction account even when you are not sure which is your project. And I've seen two categories in our experiences. There are people who have many properties. They know they will build one of them, but they do not know which one. They have a property in Anyuki, they have a property in Mombasa, they have another one in Erodet, they have another. They are not sure which one they are going to construct. All they know is that I'm going to build in one of them. So as a way of having the commitment and starting working the journey, they open the construction account and they start saving bit by bit towards that, towards the journey they are headed to. I'm coming from Oxford, and I've seen another scenario. I've met a lady who opened a construction account with us. And what they have been doing is saving. They even don't have the RAD. So they know they are going to build at some point, and they know they are scouting for RAD elsewhere. They are dealing with land buying companies to check whether they can get a property here. I'm not comfortable with this and all that. But on the other side, they are already saving towards the construction of that house, and they are doing very well because the cost of buying the land is relatively cheaper compared to construction. So they are just preparing themselves.
Oh, really?
Oh, yes. Okay. Of course, it depends on the location, but most of the time, let me say like around the Nairobi, you will find very good lands ranging from 500,000 to 2 million, 3 million. You'll find very good lands all the way to Thika, to the other region of Uplands. You extend it to Akina Joska, and those are the areas. Like relatively Nairobi, you find very good lands between 500,000 to 2 million, 3 million. You find very, very good land. Now, what you want to construct may be costing 20 million, 30 million. So the advice is start buying, start saving the money towards the construction of your house. And we have just also met another gentleman who started doing that, and now he is getting his bill of quantity, and he had saved quite some amount, and then he told our team, you know what, I want you to check what I have now in the account, and tell me how much is my BQ so that I know, am I really close to what I'm supposed to raise the 30%, or do I need to top up, or do you just start something of the sort?
So, now let me I want us to really go slow and understand every bit of it. I want to be the devil's advocate here. Yes, what happened? I've put in that construction money, and I've been saving with you, and eventually I decide hang on, because we do change our mind. I decide I'm not building anymore. I don't want to build. I've seen a house that is complete, and that's what I want to buy. Do you come in, or do you support in that way, or do you finance? Yours is construction. I've been saving with you, and I've decided I don't want the hassles of building. I've seen someone who has already built and they're selling, and those properties are there. Where would you come in, or how do you support such a client?
We will now refund you the monies. We will refund you the monies so that you can utilize the monies maybe to buy the property elsewhere. And because basically it was also your money from the word go, only that you have changed the mind from where we were constructing to now going for something that is ready, which is also acceptable because we are not going to stop you from getting a good deal you may have found along the way.
Right. There is another question here. Does it matter which bank you open for construction account?
The construction account is with Promito. It is not with any other external. It's not. It's purely a construction account with the Promito. Remember, we are a registered company with the National Construction Authority, and therefore we are giving you an opportunity to open a construction account with us. So basically, you are opening a construction account with Promito.
I hope that is clear. Thank you. Thank you. Keep those questions coming in because we can only get these answers now that we have Jimmy here. If you leave it to me, ask me any political question, any teaching question, that's my line. But Jimmy is here. He's supporting us. He's helping us. Do not engage until you are fully satisfied, until you've asked all those questions. Thank you, Pinka. You say that you are satisfied. Nancy Joroge asked, can someone secure construction with another empty land title?
In very exceptional cases, we accept so, but this time around, if we are using Title B to secure construction works ongoing on Title A, we will need Title B, we will need to conduct a variation report for Title B to ensure that Title B is of the same value.
And I think as you continue driving, you guys are getting to places where the Wi-Fi
if we were doing it at Title A. Okay. Let me know in case you lose
You're
me.
back. You're back. You're back.
So I was saying that in case, thank you. If you are using Title B to secure works in Title A, then Title B must be of the same value as the works that we are going to do in Title A. However, if we are using Title A to secure the works going on in Title A, we will not even conduct a variation report. It's the one that I had said we will not even need, even if it is of 500,000, but we are doing a construction work for 10 million, we will not conduct a variation report. However, if we are using Title B, then we will need Title B to be of 10 million, over the 10 million value, because that's the work that we are putting on the other side.
Right. And another question, this is in private chat. Suppose I have the land, I do not have the title deed, but I've got a certificate of ownership. Do you go for that? Do you go for that? Yes, that's a question.
So the two documents that we accept for construction security is a title, a freehold title, or a leasehold title, or rather what we used to call a GRA. A GRA was the land ownership that was given during the colonial period. A GRA, or a title. Allotment letter, they are given by the council as you are way to get the full title. Allotment letter are not recognized as a full land ownership document. It is an awaiting document to the title. Secondly, certificates are given by land buying and selling companies as also an awaiting document towards your the title. And therefore, it is an internal arrangement between you and the company that sold you the property, and therefore they are not recognized by the land registry as a land ownership document, and for that reason, it cannot be used as a collateral or as a security. What may be used is only a freehold title or a leasehold title because it is what is documented in the land offices.
Okay, guys, keep those questions coming. Keep those questions coming because we have the right person to support us, to help us so that we get the answers handled well. Yes, I can see there's somebody typing. Keep those questions. Jimmy, you can continue talking to us. Guys, my viewers of Beacon of Hope Sunday special program. This night we've got Jimmy Kagoni, CEO Primito, and the topic is construction financing. He has explained right from the word go what they do. You have a piece of land, you do not have the finance. They have the finance, they do not have the land. So they support you. And the way they support us is whatever land they go and do the estimate, the value, you give your drawings, or they can offer. They have a variety of drawings you can choose from for a small fee. Then, depending on the value of your property, you have to pay 30%, and they finance you with the 70%. The repayment is what he's trying to explain. 12% on the reducing balance. That means it's 1% per month of the reducing balance, and that amounts to, you look at depending. This one depends on the type of loan you have taken. The question I have here is, what is the maximum or the longest period you can offer your loan?
The standard is 7 years. The standard is 7 years. Although we have had exceptional cases where we have gone up to 10 years, but those are very, very exceptional cases. I'll give an example. There is an Anglican church. They were doing a huge building somewhere in Mount Kenya. And so their model was that they do a fundraiser. They raise like 5 million. They come and construct. Then they wait next year. They conduct another one. They come and construct. And so we asked them, rather than doing that, why not we just build for them, and then the monies now you'll be collecting, you already have the building ready. The monies now that you have, that you'll be collecting from your fundraiser, you'll be repaying us, and you have the building ready, rather than waiting until 10 years and you're still constructing the same building. They bought into that idea. Then when we assessed how much they're able to raise for each year, we realized that we needed to extend that period for them, and we gave them up to 10 years so that they are able to raise the monies bit by bit. And so far, so good. And we're going to do that building for them.
Wow. You've already answered the question I'm getting here, the question of how far you can go. And can you give us examples of places where you have done? I can see you are switching gadgets. Would you like, guys, please understand, Jimmy is on transit. He's coming from Oxford, and because we had already planned this program, he said he will still join. He's still in the vehicle moving from Oxford to go to Northampton, and it's not a short distance, but I just want to thank him that he still agreed to come and answer our questions, because tomorrow for most of us is a bank holiday, so we don't mind extending this and staying for a bit longer so that we can get all these questions answered by Jimmy. I can see somebody, Lucas, is saying, I recommend Primito. I have visited their site. Now, the question I have is, can you give us name areas where you have already built, if you do not mind, and if free, you can name the building so that people can visit that Primito have constructed.
Confirm to me that you can hear me.
Yes, we can.
Thank you. We have many projects ongoing in Mombasa. We have projects that are ongoing in Kiambu. Kiambu is many places, that is Juja Farm, Roiro, Mugodha, Thika. We have projects we are taking in Nairobi, at Dome, at Dadora area. We have projects that we are taking in Muranga. We have projects that we are taking in Nanyuki. Many of them residential homes that we are taking there in Nanyuki. We have projects we are taking in Machakos, Konza area. We are building there. We have projects that we are taking in Embu. We have already completed some in Embu and also in Bere. We have numerous projects that we are taking in different places. And for those of you who want to see much of those works, we have projects in Kitengera, in Kajiado, Isinya, there are projects. And for those of you who want to see some of those works, we have a brand ambassador by the name Goge Wakaraja. Is a YouTube channel for those of you who can understand Kikuyu. You can always visit, but you can also go to our Facebook page or our TikTok. My TikTok is Jimmy Kagoni Promito, or even our Facebook page. You can check Promito page, and you will
Oh dear, guys! I told you this guy is
at the
on the
Promito
move.
page. You will start.
Go ahead.
Oh yes.
You're back.
So we have a project. Oh, thank you. So our projects, we have projects that we are undertaking in different places. Many of them multiple. Nani mingi sana here, there, and many other places. We have projects that we are undertaking, and you can always view our works, especially on our Facebook page or our TikTok or the Gugwakaraja YouTube channel. You can always see some of those works that I am mentioning and what we are doing. Let me mention something that is a question that may come.
Still on that.
How about somebody
I
who?
want to hang on. I want to handle the questions as they come. Somebody is asking, could you tell us the most expensive project that you have undertaken? How roughly what is the value of that? Jibu maswali.
Well, maswali ni mengi. So we have a project we are undertaking of more than $500 million.
Have a billion. And what is the lowest that you can, now that one I'm adding personally, what is the lowest project that you can do for a client?
We
The
can,
least
as far as
amount.
the list is, we can take any. We have undertaken a project that only costed us, I think, was it 600,000? Yeah, 600,000. So we can undertake, as far as it is any construction work, and we have a bit of quantity to show us how much. Whether it is 200,000, whether it is 1 million, whether it is whatever amount of money, we will conduct it for you. We'll do it for you.
I think there's another very good question. Thank you, Mimo Ito, for asking this. After building, do you give the warranty, and if so, for how long?
Yes, we give what we call a defects liability period, and it is in the contract of 6 good months post-construction. In case anything happens to that building that is emanating purely from the construction or anything, then we will undertake that without extra finances on your end. The company will take that up.
Is 6 months good enough? From it, I think 6 months is, for me, is that good enough? Is that long enough period? We've heard of buildings which have been, after 1 year, they collapse, and they say it's fault in the construction. I'm only just thinking, is 6 months good enough?
Yes, so 6 months is actually the standard that is recommended even by the body that regulates us. It's actually the period that is a standard. However, remember, we have rented you the money for 7 years. If the house comes, if the house goes down, like for instance, kama nyumba inaweza anguka, just to use that scenario as an example, when we are in the 4th year, will you continue paying the loan? So you are more secure. Even there are other ways even to secure you, because you're still repaying our money, and therefore we are also looking for a long-term engagement for quite a long period of time. So it is, you are more covered by the virtue that you also owe us the money, and we give you the building, and you're already utilizing the building either as rental or your own property for residential purposes.
Right. Let's first of all handle the question. Jimmy, have you constructed for anyone here in UK? You don't have to tell us who and maybe an area. Just handle that question.
Many people here in UK. I'm just coming from a meeting in Oxford. I've never met some of our clients, and they were introducing themselves and saying, I am your client. I heard you are here. I know I don't need the information, but I just wanted to say hi to you in person. I was in Coventry yesterday, and the day before yesterday, and equally I met other people. We are building. I met a lady who said, you are building for me in Kitengera with my mother in the house. Yes. I have met any other, but there are so many. UK actually I think is second from US. You guys, you are doing very well. there is still room for improvement. That's why we are doing this live session, so that we can increase many others. But yes, there are quite a number of people that we are building. And I'm sure if you check on those, we don't really disclose our clients for confidentiality purposes, but we show the works once in a while. Actually, not all of them that we have been able to show, but yes, we have shown, and we have done quite a number of. Even now, there are still some clients who are asking, why am I in a hurry? Why I didn't visit them in Manchester? They just learned that I am around here. I had come to meet to do an AGM, an annual general meeting for clients that we are building for in at Nottingham, and others had flew all the way from Ireland to come to attend that meeting. I was coming, and the houses are like 70 or thereabout. Phase one is like 60-70% done. And I was coming for the annual general meeting because I've never met the members, to take them through how the projects look like, how the houses look like, and what they need to know about the progress of the project. And so far, so good.
Oh,
Yes.
great. That is beautiful. Well done on you. However, I still feel, we that's me and my politics. I still feel if we can have at least some evidence. Unajua sisi tunaamini kuguza, kuona na kuguza. I believe there are some people who do not mind being used for testimonials. You can bring in, you might not disclose the owners exactly, but at least some people who are ready to give testimonials, because the reason why we are so careful, the reason why we are we not easy to go fall into this kind of anything that is brought to us is what we've gone through. And I'm sure you've heard stories from people who have been conned by family members, by companies, people who have come over to us, spoken to us very nicely. You could have given them the world, only to end up being victims. And people now are very, very careful. And although we try to do our due diligence, still, I do not know how these people manage to kind of creep in with their cheeky way, and they still, get us. I know people here who are suffering. They do write to us and ask us, maybe, Mayor, you've got contacts with the government. Are you able to talk to them so that we can get our money refunded? Some people are being owed millions. It's not just thousands, millions. And so when people ask these questions, it's not because they do not have that confidence, but they really want to get to the nitty-gritties so that before they engage, they are sure that they're engaging with the right people, because no one is written on their forehead that they are liars. No one is written on their forehead that they can con, but it's good to ask. So when you hear people asking these questions and digging deep, it's not that they have heard anything about Promito. Personally, I haven't heard any negative things. I know, and we bring them here. We name and shame. We are not scared, because it's our hard-earned cash. But they want to be sure that Promito, yes, that we can trust you, we can work with you, you can give us the guarantee. And I know, so if we can have people ready to give some testimonials, I think that would really be good. I've been hosting Nyota Njema, and Nyota Njema, people have come in here and they have shown their title deeds, not shying off. So I believe you have one or two clients who would be willing to be used as a testimonial so that people will be more confident. I've also hosted Almond Estate Company Limited. People have come here and shown their title deed and said, look, this is where I got, this is what I bought. We've hosted people like Optiven. People have come with their title deeds. So for us, sometimes that transparency helps. I don't know whether you plan. I'm just throwing this to you. You don't have to tell us, because you continue with your process, but maybe in future, so that because you are a growing company, you've done so well so far, from what I know, because I've spoken to so many clients, but maybe that's something that you need to think about so that people can really get you and, take your word for it. Continue, my dear. And, estimated cost. What is the estimated cost to build a 5-floor multi-story unit project?
Well, I see Madam Esther Dung, she's asking what is the cost for a 5-bedroom. So first and foremost, this is what we were taught in school never to do.
5-floor.
Yeah, 5-floor. This is what we were told not to do in school, because you need a proper QS and a proper BQ to be done in regard to that house, because there are many sizes. Like it could be 5 floors. Then what are the size of the houses? What are the finishes are we going to do there? Are they 2 bedrooms? Is the 5 floor going to have 2 bedrooms, or all of them are just 1 floor and it is a hall? Another floor and it's just an empty hall. There are so many other features in between there. But I suspect what Esther was asking is maybe for rentals, maybe a mixture of 2 bedrooms and 3 bedrooms. I wouldn't really give a rough, an exact figure, but from what we are doing, anything from around 40 to all the way to 80 and above, 40 million and above, is a 5-bedroom, is a 5-floor house, and that requires an elevator. Remember the rules in Kenya is that if you are doing anything above 4 floors, then you must you must install the elevators to assist the people who will be utilizing that building to do so. Just to connect with that, I was also saying that we do finishes. Let's say you started your house, you did maybe the foundation works,
Oh
and then
dear.
pesa ikaisha.
Mhm.
We also complete for you, and the process is the same. You come with our remaining. I should be back. Confirm to me whether I'm back.
Yes, you're back. Yes, you're back. Continue. Oh, we are losing you when I said continue.
So
I
assume
think
that.
it depends on where you are.
Yeah, thank you. Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I think it's internet, but I'm almost about to get to the other place. Yes, so we can complete it for you. Maybe you did the foundation or the first floor, or you have not been able to complete your home. You have not done plastering tiles and the rest. We will complete it for you. We will finance you, and the process is the same. Just send a QS, estimate the works that is remaining, and out of the works that is remaining, see how much that is. Prepare a BQ for you, and then immediately after the BQ is ready, we ask you to look for that %. We fund you the remaining, and then we finish up the house for you. That is something that we can do comfortably. May I mention at this juncture, and thanks, Jackie, I see what you're saying, so inspiring. Thank you very much. May I say also at this juncture is that I spoke with the finance department and they did the calculation, and we decided to give an offer to the UK customers now that I am here. So we have an offer of 100,000 for any UK that is going to open an account with us during this particular period of time. So in case you open a construction account during this period of my tour that is coming to an end this week, starting from tomorrow, then we are going to open for you. We are going to give you a discount of 100,000 for any project that you choose to undertake. Any project that you choose to undertake, we are going to give you a discount of 100,000 or an offer of 100,000 for whatever project.
But does
May
it
I
matter? Does it matter? You know, the location of the where you're getting that, and the money. I mean, how much it is, because you could be giving 100,000, and whereas my project is worth maybe 30 million, or maybe my project is only worth 700,000. So is it the same? I'm gonna get a discount of 100,000.
Yes. It doesn't matter first the location. And you don't have to build now. You know, you can open, like we said, you can open the construction accounts towards your journey. You don't have to build now. It could be just opening the construction account, then you build later, you know. And like I said, I know of people that we are building now, but they opened their construction account a year ago or so. And this is the time now we are implementing. So what they have been doing is just saving bit by bit. As far as you are within the bracket of the offer, when you are ready to start, or when you are ready with your 30%, or when you will put all the instruments together, then the BQ will acknowledge that there is 100,000 that you are given for that. And it doesn't matter the project, you know, whether, and this is where you would say you really want to do smaller projects and take advantage of, because it doesn't matter the project. If it is a 500,000 project, or it's a 10 million project, it's 100,000. And you know, 100,000, it can buy you quite a number of, si watu wengi wanaweza kukupatia 100,000 za ukijenga wakuletea 100,000 nakwambia niliona uko na mjengo, even if it is of 10 million, you really appreciate because how many bags of cement are those? Many of them. How many lorries tonnage of sand are those? Many of them. How many iron sheets can you buy with 100,000? Quite something. How many liters of paint can you buy with 100,000? Quite something. So it's an advantage one can take, especially now that we have decided to open that as an offer. So you can open the construction account, which is quite simple. I will give out.
Yes, could you, as you handle that, the question in the private chat now, because I don't want to forget it, asking how much is the construction fee, the account that if you know open the account with how much?
The account is 30,000, and you send me what we call the KYC document: your name, your address, next of kin, your email address, and so forth. And we assist you. And I can also send you. Yes.
So there is a question. There is a very interesting question, and I like it. Gabriel Gatonya is asking, so if I open my account with 30K today, then my account will have 130K? I'm an VP. Well done, Gabriel Gatonya. Well done.
Thanks, Gabriel. So he is not even far from how it works. So it is actually the other way around. So what will happen is when we give you a BQ of 1 million for what we want to construct, we will recognize that the cost for this building would have been 1 million, and we deduct in the same way that you are raising your 30%. We also deduct 100,000 over and above. So when we are giving you an offer letter, it will read, we have received your 300,000. The company has also given you another 100,000. So the match now that we are ready new is only 600,000 and not 700,000 like before.
Right. The next one, James Kihongi is asking, please tell us also the approximate cost of a two-floor flat building construction.
Again, just back to what I had said, this is what we were told not to do in school. But for the conversation's sake, I can always mention this, that it is a two-story building that's an average of around from anything 13 million to around 20, 25, thereabout. Although this is wrong. If the QSs hear me giving those kind of figures off head, they would really be mad at me. We need to do it properly because there are so many other features to factor in. It is a two-story building. Is it a classroom? Is it a hospital? What are the specifications of what we are building? What is the size of the two-bedroom? What is going to be what there? And so forth. There is so much to really consider. Although I know how we look at things our Kenyan way.
I did ask this question and you never handled it. Does the locality matter? Because I was thinking if I was building, some of the things I would have to factor in is like the distance where I'm getting my construction material from. So the location where I have my plot, does that bring any difference in terms of when you're giving me the BQ?
Yes, it matters because the proximity of for instance, there are some projects we are undertaking in Malindi. Let me give an example of one specific one in Malindi. From Malindi town to where the project is 80 kilometers.
Mm-hmm.
From Malindi to where the project is 80 kilometers.
Mm-hmm.
Now, it is not even next to the road, even where the 80 kilometers, it is still right interior. So there are quite a number of things that will come into play. First of all, to really take those whatever, the materials right there is a problem because there are not many vehicles that move that direction. The other bit is the water is a challenge. To access the water there is a problem. We also need proper security. Remember, where we need the Darugo stones, they must be transported from wherever to take them. So you'll find that we will have now also to really take care of those costs because of how far or how close the project is. Yes, so the location matters.
Right, that is my question, not from the chat. Guys, thank you so much. You are joining us from Beacon of Hope, our Sunday special program with your host Dr. Councillor Elizabeth, BK, and my guest tonight is the CEO of Prometo, Jimmy Kagoni Mwenyewe. He's right here in the UK. He's been meeting up with his own clients, and he also wants to build that, rapport with us. He's really been very kind. I've already had a discussion. I've had a sitting with him. So some of the questions that I'm not asking is not because I'm ignorant. It's because I already had an opportunity to ask him. But because God has given me this platform for you people freely. And I know if we were to host Jimmy elsewhere, you'd have to pay for the questions that really you are asking. But here we are. We thank God that we are able to ask these questions just before we engage. I also always put a disclaimer that whenever I host anybody on my show, I have done my due diligence, I've done my checks, all the background checks, because we all have names to defend. And particularly for me, being a public figure, I really have to be careful. I don't want this to come back and bite me, that I bought this or I took this finance with Prometo Jimmy Kagoni when I had it on Beacon of Hope, and they were there, Mayor and her husband, Archbishop BK, they dare do that. No, we always try to do our background. However, even after listening to this, do not take my word for this. Go ahead and do your checks also. Send your people, talk to Jimmy in your own way. He's going to give his contact, so that this is just for us to get the information. After this, before you engage, don't say, I did it because I saw. It's good, yes. I'm not scared, because personally I'm engaging, and I know we are engaging with Bishop in our own way after finding out for ourselves. But for you, please do the best you can, because, make sure that even you've got facts, because it's only you who will be paying that money. I'll not be there to support you. However, I'm not saying this to discredit what we are doing. I always have to give a disclaimer, because things have happened to us, and I do not want them to come back and bite me. But Jimmy Kagoni, we have sent people on the ground. We have seen him do what he has done. I've spoken to people who are selling properties. I've spoken to people who are selling land. We've got Nyotanjema CEO, who is my very good friend. We've been selling land with him, and he's recommending that. We've just seen Lucas. We've seen Almond Estate Company Limited, people who know Jimmy, for who he is. But just like I've said, I always like putting that disclaimer so that people can do their own tests. They can do their own checks. Now, Esther is asking, will I have the right to choose the quality of building material? Tuendelee.
Yes, you'll have the right to choose. And like I said, we categorize our buildings into three: the standard, hybrid, and the high-end finishes, depending on the cost of the materials. Yes. So what happens is that we are going to take you through what we are going to use. In fact, in the BQ, it is a well-detailed document that shows you exactly what is going to be used where we are going to do flash doors, where we are going to do embedded doors, where we are going to do mahogany doors, where we are going to do any other. Number two is when we come to what we call the dry works, after finishing the structure, where we are doing the dry works. We will allow, anytime that we are doing the tiles, we will give you the tiles in regard to the scope of where you belong. If you belong to the standard, or you belong to the hybrid, or you belong to the high end, and then ask you, choose the colors or the patterns that fits your preference, because at the end of the day, you are the consumer of the service. You are the user of the house. So we want also to really make we really want to make you feel comfortable. We'll ask you the taste of your colors. Which colors would you want us to paint, your house? We'll ask you all those small details. We'll keep sharing with you so that you can see this is what is within the scope. Which one, because there are so many types and from different companies and all that, and you really want I don't like these tiles. I love these other tiles, and we want to make you have that preference and the say when we are doing the construction. Let me also mention something that we had mentioned earlier, but just to say it now again. I think there is a Mr. Lucas had mentioned that if it is the Mr. Lucas that I know, I think he had mentioned that he has visited some of our sites. Yes, he has visited some of our sites. The mayor herself has also met people that we are constructing for, and they have given testimony in her presence, different people, and many others that you might have heard from here and there. Abby Mombi is asking whether we do part complete buildings. Yes, I had said that we can pick up. Let's say you just did the ground floor or you just did the structure, but you have not done the finishes, plastering, roofing, tire works, doors, windows, and the rest. We can also pick it up, and the process is the same. Process is same. We ask you to look for the 30%, we finance you the others, and we finish it for you, and so you are left in making the payments. Thanks a lot, Archbishop. I've seen your comment. Asante sana even for the support. Thank you. Thank you very much. If you allow me, Madam Mayor, I can give out my
Answer one more question there. When someone Mimo Ito is asking, saying someone used the services of architects, construction engineers, and quantity surveyors without using or doing the construction. I'm not too sure. Is that clear?
Yes, I get the question. I get what Mimo is asking. You can come, we design for you. We prepare everything for you, and we become just your project managers. We are not even the one who are constructing for you. Yes, we can. For instance, I have seen some people who have come with all the monies and said, me, I just want you to construct for me. This is a scenario I'm drawing from what Mimo is saying. I don't want even all of I don't want your money. I just need you to construct for me. And at that point is when we add what we call a project management fee of 10%, so that our professionals, our engineers can be visiting your site comfortably to go and check the works and see what you are doing, like just to supervise the project for you, and we can do it. And as well, you can equally come and say, please design a house for me. So we do the architectural drawings for you, we do the structural drawings for you, we prepare the bill of quantities for you, and we give you those documents. And possibly you even choose to build for your own, and we'll just charge you to prepare those documents only, and that's it.
You're not going anywhere near soon now. Are the interlocking blocks suitable for story buildings?
Yes, they are very suitable because what really determines how high the building is going to go is basically what we call the columns. The columns and the beams is what really matters. The structural works of the building is what determines how high it can go. It's not the materials on the side. So therefore, we can do to whatever level high you would want. In fact, I know of countries where they don't have our normal stones. They purely use the interlocking blocks as their method of construction, and therefore you can take it to the highest. What you use on the side doesn't really matter. What really matters, even nyumba ya bao, you can take it to the highest level. What really matters is the structural part of it, the columns that you prepare, you put the beams and so forth. Those are the things. The reinforcement, we call it the reinforcement, is basically what really determines how high you can go with the building that you want to
Right.
undertake.
Before you give your contacts, there is a question in the private chat. Do you do perimeter walls, perimeter fencing without building the actual house or project?
Oh, yes, we have many of them that we are doing back for those people who want to protect their properties, and they want, I know some of them told us to build the perimeter wall. It was their way of testing whether we can be able to build the other. Yes, we do perimeter walls. We are already constructing many of them in different spaces, in different locations in Kenya. And yes, we can do that for you. And 50 by 100, 1 acre, 10 acres, whatever, we can always do that for you.
Great, guys. I think it's been a brilliant show. We're almost coming to the end, and obviously, we would want Jimmy to give us his parting shot, give us a few more points. I'm sure you still have a lot to share. Yeah, I know. Have you arrived at your destination?
Yes, I have actually stopped at the parking. There is something very
great.
crucial I would have forgotten.
Go ahead.
Very,
No,
very
go
crucial.
ahead. Go ahead, Jimmy. Go ahead. I was only concerned about you because I can see in the background it's getting dark.
Yes, yes. I've decided not to live in the not to leave the a bit stable.
Okay.
I know of situations where and this has become very attractive, especially to the people in diaspora. Here you call yourself Ken Smith, but the person we are building for in Kenya is John Joguna. It doesn't matter
Kumbe
whether
umejua hayo maneno ya chini ya maji. Hiyo
yeah,
ongea
because
kwa Kiswahili. Hiyo ongea kwa Kiswahili.
so tutajengea John Jogona hata kama the financial ni Ken Smith ndiye anajenga. We don't want to make it complicated for anyone because of whatever circumstance they could be in from a case to case, and we have had quite a number of scenarios. Mahali unapata tunafanyia John Joguna na tunafanyia ule mwingine na Ken Smith ndiye ako
Unatoa pesa.
anatoa pesa. Sasa sisi ukitaka to deal na John Jogona ni sawa, ukitaka to deal na Ken Smith ni sawa, ukitaka to deal na yeyote ule ni sawa. Sisi haja yetu ni kukujengea.
Kwa hivyo watu ambao wako chini ya maji msiogope, wacha kuweka hiyo pesa kwa nini, kwa mkodoro. Peana ijengwe. Hiyo haitaleta shida. Unajua watu wengi huogopa sana. Kama uko chini ya maji, peleka pesa, bora tu ile jina ambalo umepeana nyumbani ya kujenga ni ile jina ambao ukienda unapata kwa PIN, unapaka iko kwa ID, iko kwa title deed. Hizo zingine wachana nayo, si hiyo, wachana na sio. It's not Jimmy's business. So thank you for clarifying that. Right, endelea. And that's a very good clarification because some people just do worry about that so much.
Yes, we didn't want to make it complicated for anyone. Mimowito, thank you very much. Oh, I can see Mimowito follows Baradha. We have a very popular show and a very hilarious show. For those of you who understand Kikuyu, called Baradha, it's Gogo, with the Gogo Wakaranja
MC.
And yes, when you get a chance, you can always watch.
I do follow.
Ukiwa na ma-stress mingi sana, kazi imekusumbua, up and down, shift ni mingi huku, ingia tu pale ingia pale kwa Gogo Wakaraja. There are some hilarious stories there that are going to ease your pressure and make you easy. I can see what the Archbishop is asking. Interlocking blocks, are they cheaper than the natural? Yes, it is an alternative method of construction. When we are buying them, it's a bit expensive because one stone for interlocking cost around 95 shillings. Darugo stone, it cost around 30 shillings, 27 to 20, whatever, depending on the transport of where you want them to be delivered. And when you are building, you realize that every alternative method of construction, including interlocking blocks, they always come with the element of cost saving. You save a bit of cost and time saving as well. Almost every other, you'll find there is a bit of time saving and cost saving. However, they also have their own shortcoming. Sometimes to really do in amendment when you have done construction is a problem. Number two, when you have when you want to do like the amendments of Prabin works and after you have constructed, that can be a bit of a challenge at that point. The other bit is they are also not readily available. Sometimes you'll find to really get interlocking blocks is a challenge, to really get panel gittings is a challenge, and so forth. That can be quite an issue.
Wow. It seems at Jimmy Omodo we talk Karaja MC, you have to pay me. He's being promoted here so much. I'm a fan of him at Aminde, tu masaramu kwa Baradhana. He makes us, relax sometimes when we are really bored. I love it. I love listening. This is a good thing. Now, I would like you to give your contact so that we don't forget, even as we continue answering a few of the final questions, please. How do we get you now that you've said you are in UK, but you are leaving? How do we get you? Because I'm sure some people would love to engage on a one-to-one so that what was not handled or what was not really clear, they can be able to reach out to you. And in these days of social media, we are not hindered by anything. We can always call, do even a video call, take us on the sites and all that kind of thing. How do we reach Jimmy Kagoni?
There are 4 ways to do so. And Mr. James Kehungi, thank you very much. I can see he's also a follower of Baradha. I'll pass your regards to Joki and Karitu, your favorite characters there. Itawasalimia sana Mr. Kehungi. Asante. I see you also a follower of Baradha. There are 4 ways you can reach us. Number 1 is that you can talk to our office, and when you call the number that I'm about to give for the office, You will be served by the project managers, account managers, architects, QSs, and the same story I've told you is basically what they are going to take you through step by step. It is standard across, and they are the people who have more information than even myself because they are right in the ground and doing what is supposed to be done. So feel free to speak to whoever. Our official number is 0729 0729, that's the Kenya number, 0729 506 506. If you chat them even now, I know they are about to sleep. If you chat them even now, by tomorrow morning, they will respond back and ask you for some details to
Could you
assist.
repeat that number, please? I want to pin it there. This is Promito.
Promito
Zero
official
zero two
line.
five four definitely, or plus 44
Yeah, plus
729
yes,
506 506.
506 506 plus 254 729 506 506 plus 254 729 506 506. That's one. Number two is that you can write also to the office, and the office is info at Promito Ltd. Info at
Info.
Promito Ltd.com. Info at Promito. Promito is double T. Promito Ltd.com. That's the other way.
Does your info has R, or is just info IFM
INFO. INFO.
Promito
Yes.
at Promito Ltd.
Ltd.
I'm not too sure about this. I have to be careful before I post it.
Info.
Could you confirm?
INFO.
Is that correct?
Yes. INFO.
Ltd. I would like you
Yes.
to check that before I share that. Oh, I've got so many messages coming in which are really messing up. I think sorry, Promito. Oh, sugar. I'm trying to get that to come through. Is that correct? Info at
Promito. Yes, that's correct. .com. You just need to add .com. .com is we .com. Those are the first, and they are very speed. But I can also give my personal email. And my personal email, you may realize I'm taking a bit of time delaying because I'm more by myself at that side. But hii ingine kuna watu wengi sana hura attend to you faster. Mine is J Kagoni. J Kagoni at Promito Limited Ltd. At Promito Ltd.
J Kagoni at Promito
Ltd.
I want to be sure of the spellings. J Kagoni at Promito Ltd.
Yes.
Will you check whether that is correct? And I try to share this. Is that correct? J Kagoni?
Yes, ltd.com. That's correct.
Okay, guys, we've got the 3 different ways to get to Kagoni. I've pinned the 3 different types of contacts, and he clearly tells us that the best one to use is the office ones, because anytime if you call now, there'll be a response. But whichever way, anyway, you feel comfortable, go ahead and do that. Now, what's your final parting shot? And I really want to appreciate that you still took time and you're still driving. What's your parting shot? And particularly to the people you have met in the UK, what more would you like to tell us? Because I'm sure you've met clients, you've got your own clients, you've got new people who are interested. What's your parting shot on this show, Beacon of Hope?
Thank you very much. Now, I have 3 parting shots. Number 1 is that we are building for many people that we have never met. And all they did was to make a phone call, write an email, they opened an account, guided us on where the location was. We started building. We have never met them, and they are paying their loans very well. And possibly the buildings are already, others zimeisha, even the occupation has already taken place. So we can do that for you. Number 2 is to tell you take advantage of the 100,000 and open a construction account. It will be very important for that. Number 3 is that I am coming to in July to UK, a proper tour. Like I said, I was not really meant to really tour. I was just coming to meet those clients at Nottingham. Then luckily enough, I realized I have some spare days, and that's what I decided through the contacts and the friends who are here. We established 1 or 2 places that I could visit to go and meet people, because many people are asking, why are you not coming to my place? Why are you not coming to my place? Why are you not coming to my place? I've just learned that you are here, and so forth. And we decided to do a one-on-one, and it has given me an opportunity to meet some of our clients that I've never met, and possibly we have spoken over the phone, or they have been attended by our account managers back at home, and they are really, really happy. I'm extremely also encouraged to see the kind of feedback I'm getting. Yesterday, I had a meeting to go for Mwaki wa Athuri, kana kiama gia Athuri, at Northampton at East District yesterday, and many of them came. I had quite a number of them. Ona kiama gia Athuri gigithiaga na mbere. We had a very great session. Some of them are already our customers, and some of them had come to, so that we can have a one-on-one, and I'm extremely happy for that. Today there is a gentleman who drove all the way from London to Oxford, and he was coming because he's our client. We are doing something for him in Keno, and he wanted to just now meet one-on-one and to really confirm, but he's already happy with the progress of what is happening, and that can be many of you. So I'm coming back in July, and this time round I am coming to really make a proper tour, so that I can meet with most of the clients and all that, the new ones, and to speak to what other people are saying. And so in July, I will prepare in a better way. I would ask the support of people like the mayor, to assist me, so that we put a proper planning, and then we can visit. I was in London at Thatched House for like 2 days, 2 afternoons, and quite a number of people came there, and other places that I've managed to visit. So I'm coming in July. Open a construction account. Let's start this journey together, whether you have a property or not, whether you are ready now or not. Let's start the journey together. And thank you very much for the support that you have been giving us, and for the collaboration that we are getting also from the people here. We want to do this, and we really want to bring a change for those of you who would want to construct back home. So feel free, and we are easy, like I've said. Don't feel complicated, vile itakuwa ni sawa tu. Asante sana madamia, nimeshukuru sana 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 sana.
Thank you, Jimmy, also for sharing and pouring out all the information that we did not know. And like I always tell my people here, information is power. You might not be constructing today, you might not be using the services today, but in future, now you are more enlightened. You could also be supporting somebody else. Could be your husband who did not have an opportunity to join, could be your children, or could be some members of your community, could be a group or a chama where you belong, and you can go and share this information with them. And by the way, this is a recorded video, so you can always go back and watch Beacon of Hope Beacon, or my Facebook page, or Jimmy Kagoni, and then you subscribe and like our page. Subscribe to Beacon of Hope Beacon, so that when I host Jimmy or any other person, you are able to follow. We are hoping to follow up on these discussions once Jimmy has gone back to Kenya, because distance is not a barrier anymore. We can always do these things online. So we are hoping to hold another talk here, so that those people here who have got further questions can always join, can always have their questions answered. You have already heard from Jimmy himself that he's coming back in July, and trust me, we will organize something major. We organize, different venues, people from places like Scotland. You'll not be left out. We can even organize for Jimmy to also link up. It's not up to me, but he can link up with people who are selling us properties, so that will be easier for us. Watu wengine hawaendi nyumbani juu makaratasi bado iva. So, and now they have brought properties. I did share, and I said I've been promoting your Tanjema, because I went on the ground, and he has sold properties to people ambao bado wako hapa, wametuma watu wao, wameenda wamejionea. So you can link up with such people who sell properties. You've got people like Crispers here, other people who sell Lucas. You can link up with them and join and work together, collaborate, help our people, because we want the best for our people. So once again, I want to appreciate everybody who joined. Thank you for the very many healthy questions that you asked, and thank you that tumenyihia Hawaii together. Jioni njema, muwe na wakati mwema. Enjoy your bank holiday break, and I'm hoping that the weather is going to be better than what we've had. Tunaendelea kuwaombea watu wetu nyumbani. It's not easy what is happening, and where you are able to support in your own way, whether individually, as a corporate, wherever you can, let's do the best, because it is good to do good, and it is biblical for us to support those who are struggling, and particularly in our nation. We know a lot is happening. If you are able to get together and support in whatever little way, I was very impressed to see some people just organizing themselves. Even here in the UK, I know a team in Oxford where they invited me. They have already supported so many families in Mathare and other places. It does not matter whatever you can do. And remember, even the word of God says, whatsoever you do for these little ones, that you've done it for me. Do not be tired of doing good. So thank you so much, everybody. We are just signing off from the London Borough of Barking and Dagenham, where we've had a beautiful, beautiful discussion on Beacon of Hope. And as usual, I always tell that we are here to enlighten you, to inspire you, and to teach you. And so if you have any topics, if you have anything that you'd like us to handle, we are always here for you, because Beacon of Hope is a community program where we support the community, because we are community oriented and we don't want to keep anything to ourselves. So we are signing off once again. Have a good night. Thank you so much, Jimmy Kagoni, CEO Promito, for really being here for us. We thank God for you. We are really grateful that you made time for us. Somebody trying to call me, I'll call back. So thank you. Thank you. Have a good night. I'm sure I'll see you before you go back. Over to saying a good night, everybody. Signing off. Love you all.
Thank you. Love you all. And thank you, Paminas. Thank you. Love you
all. I've not been able to sign up properly. I'm sorry. I did not. There was a phone call coming. Thank you. And Paminas was there online. Thank you. God bless you all. Thank you for everything. At Beacon of Hope, we hold discussions every week. I want our people to be empowered. I want our people to be enriched. And we talk to the young at heart, and our topics rotate around young people, finances.
We buy when the market is low, and we sell when the market is high. Simple.
Growing up in the diaspora.
As much as I am grateful the way that my parents raised me, my Shoshogoka's generation raised me, there are certain things I won't carry with me.
Politics, leadership, career, parenting, all sorts of discussions.
And I remember 2010 when you were standing, I was standing. You were standing on in Palawater.
If you want to invest, you invest in a developing area, not a developed area.
House prices right now, for example, I'll use that as an example, has now overtaken the amount that a normal person who's a normal worker, let's say 132K, can now afford.
Join me, your host, Councillor Dr. Elizabeth BK, from my living room to yours, on all social media platforms, Facebook, YouTube, name it. Just join us, we'll be there, and you'll not miss out a topic that suits you. And each one of us has always got something to share. And Beacon of Hope is always here for you. We are open to all sorts of discussions. As long as we are motivating, we are inspiring, we are teaching, all these discussions are there. And we'll be ready. Thank you all. Take care. Have a good night. Signing off. God bless you. Cheers.